they finally got art tempered monsters in MH Wilds.
What?
Yeah, art tempered.
Art tempered.
Monsters.
Oh, in what? Okay.
MH
Yeah. No, I haven't seen any. I need to watch some gameplay. Actually, I've not seen much.
It's actually
gameplay.
really good.
But that's the thing. If I watch the gameplay, I'm gonna cry. Like,
What are the main differences between
Wilds and what Wilds?
Rising?
So you can explain.
Rise. I didn't play that much Rise.
I'm playing Rise now on and off-ish.
Rise is more arcadey.
Yeah, Rise is way more arcadey than most Monster Hunters.
Yeah, because it does feel a bit like it gets a bit where I'm at now playing Rise is a bit tedious. It's like go fight another monster. You fought just a stronger version of the monster.
You're gonna get that in all the games.
But I feel like in Wilds, it kind of the storyline feels a lot more coherent than all of the others.
Really a storyline.
Yeah, the others they don't really have a storyline.
Rise doesn't. Really
in Wilds, I pretty much skipped all the cutscenes. I just said, I was thinking, just give me the monsters. Just give me the monster I want to fight.
The unskippable ones were.
But Wilds the storyline is actually quite good. But the real game pretty much starts after the storyline because that's when you get high rank in it.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of people complaining about the difficulty of Wilds being a bit too easy.
It's not.
But the thing is they say that about because the thing is,
I've played Wild. I've got Wilds.
I think.
I've
played Wilds and Wilds.
Wilds is the new one.
Thing is that I felt the same thing about Wilds. I honestly think Wilds is harder than Worlds. I think they're both easy, but I do think Wilds is harder than Worlds. But I think it would be nice if we had some Elder Dragons. There's no Elder Dragons in Wilds.
I haven't even got
which
to
is
any
disappointing.
Elder Dragons.
But Wilds, the gameplay is the most fun because I think they pretty much buffed every weapon to make the quality of life better, which is why it's easier. I've been maining the longsword. It's just aura.
What's your favorite weapon?
Longsword. But I've been using a few. I've used longsword, dual blades,
I like
great sword,
switch axe.
Yeah, I've been using switch axe. Switch axe is really fun, man.
Yeah,
it's really fun.
I like the move you can do. Yeah, just spin around when you have the. I forgot what they're called. The little power up things.
Yeah. It does
the firefly
the elemental full release.
Yeah,
man.
The little spinny shit. Fun. That moves.
Yeah, I kind of want to learn the charge blade, but I don't. I have that energy.
Charge blade is
charge blade is really good. But
I don't mind.
It's for Worlds. It's not.
Also, really want to learn. Yeah, dual blades. That was the first one I used. That was what I mained in Worlds.
I used that.
I like using bow.
Bow is really good in Worlds.
If you can get
really good in Worlds.
I don't know how rises, but it's tough to get gems and things.
When I was playing stamina, I found dual blades terrible in Rise.
Really? I like dual blades in Rise.
That's how I started off. I started off with dual blades in Worlds, and then Rise was my second one. I just feel like I wasn't feeling it. Switch axe is sick. Charge blade, I want to learn. But insect glaive, I want to learn the most because that just looks fun. Because you're in the air and shit, and that just seems cool to me.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
What's your worst death in Monster Hunter? Like you're fighting.
Oh, my dumbest one.
Yeah.
I had. It was probably today.
I feel like every death.
It was probably today. Like I was fighting the art tempered Raidal, and I saw it charging up. It's basically it shoots like a beam of lightning at you, and if it hits you, it's probably gonna one shot you. And like an idiot, I decided, what if I tried to just time my counter perfectly?
You've been watching too many YouTube
videos. I was thinking it looks sick. And then things, I'm actually normally good at the counters, but I was just sleeping, and then
really difficult.
Yeah, it's because the time is not too forgiving. So
no, it really isn't. You got to get it right.
That you literally have to get it perfect.
I think for me,
after that I just carted really bad, and then
I think a lot of the time is I get poisoned. And I don't realise.
Yeah, I do that.
And I'll be fighting like, I'm making some decent damage now, and then I just drop dead.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
as
soon as you get poisoned and you're on low health already, you're poisoned.
Fucked. Yeah.
That's why you got to carry herbal medicine.
No, I do,
but
you know
I'm thinking I want to fight.
Are you serious? No, that's what I'm saying. I'm one-track minded. I'm not thinking about my health right now.
I get hit by poison, I sheath, I run.
I run usually, but sometimes I'm just like one-track minded. I'm like,
yeah.
If I see that he's like the monster's near capturing or near slaying, I'm like,
okay. Especially when you think it's near death.
I'm
thinking it's me v you, baby.
Yeah.
One of us is gonna drop, and then it does end up being me.
Yeah.
There's a few, but have you? I don't know. Is it like the Congolalas and
Congolalas?
So
Which one's the Kongolala?
It's like a monkey. I don't know if it's in Rise.
It shits on you.
It's like a big monkey. Sometimes
it literally does shit on you.
Back when I used to play Monster Hunter Portable 3rd on the PSP, that was a terrible one. Back then the hitboxes were awful. It's like I think the first game was a PS1 game. Yeah. So PS1? Yeah, so at least 20-25 years, something like that.
Yeah.
Then there used to be back in Monster Hunter, I think it was Freedom 2 or Freedom Unite. There was one called the Plesioth. It's like a big fish, literally a big fish with hard scales that just like you fight it by the beach, it jumps out. Worst hitbox in the world, bro. It was unfightable every time I played that. I carted, man. And then you get the stupid ones like the Vespoids or the little when the insects get you and they paralyze you and the monster comes.
Mate, that is actually my dumbest death. Being paralyzed from something I could have easily prevented being paralyzed from.
In quite a few times on Wild, the sleep toads they've got me, and then then the Gormagala would just be like, hey, free hit,
man. But anyway, good question you asked there, Topia, because that's actually leading on to episode number 31 of the Anime Hour.
Yeah, so it's kind of a topic. I'm surprised we've kind of touched on this topic in some ways, but we've not truly delved into it. Thank you to Marvin for constructing this agenda for this episode. Today we're going to talk about deaths in anime, and we're going to talk about deaths in terms of like defining moments, the worst deaths we've seen, the best, subjective, I guess.
Best.
What does he mean by that?
Does he
Death
mean...
is never good, man.
No, but does it mean like a villain?
Like,
that's the thing.
Sometimes a character can die in a way that you
like a cold, like
more respect.
He got
Shout out Whitebeard.
Whitebeard.
Yeah, he got M'd off, and he means like
in a noble
cold way.
Bruv, this guy.
I feel like we're Whitebeard, but that'll be a nice way to go out.
Standing. That's the coldest way to
be taken. That like
had a nice little speech.
That speech was amazing. Yeah, and then we're gonna talk about some of the worst and best deaths. We're gonna talk about how deaths in anime can define a series, and we're also gonna touch on, if we were to bring back a character from the dead, who would it be?
I wanted to bring up a death that happened recently that I watched in anime that I thought was pretty powerful.
Go on.
I think
I know it.
Let's talk about My Hero Academia.
Oh, my bad.
And this one really got to me because of the subject. But you know when Hawks killed the Brotherhood multipliers.
Killed twice.
Twice. That was mental.
Yeah. I like Twice. Twice was a really likable character, but it's like he just had a villain.
Mad mental health issues.
Yeah, he is a villain, but he's genuinely not evil at all. He's just like,
he didn't want to do it. You see that Hawks did not want to kill him, and he was like, "Bro, stand the fuck down." Or when the feathers came for him, I was like,
because the thing is with Twice is like he's the one person like you have to kill him because he's got like top 5 most dangerous
powers in the whole of MHA
to multiply unlimited amount of times.
Also to multiply other people too, like
and he can do it with other people, so he can just make another Shigaraki about.
Do you remember
one Shigaraki's bad enough?
They were fighting the
Liberation
arc, and he made the fucking fake Shigaraki. And he basically was the reason they didn't die in that whole Liberation arc.
It's basically literally just him carrying
the whole
team.
So
it was literally a thing like you have to kill him, and then it was like, but Twice, man. R.I.P. But he had to go.
The new season.
Apart
from it, I mean, we saw.
You're gonna not. If you ever watch it, you're not gonna remember. It doesn't matter.
But we saw what Twice
exactly can do.
What's her name?
When he killed
blood or something. I can't remember her name.
I forgot where he calls it. He calls it the sad man's parade. It's pretty much a game over move because he just multiplies indefinitely. It's like even if you kill the real him, all the clones are still there, and they can all still multiply.
Once he got over his
the only way to stop him is by killing all of them and
not multiplying himself. It was game over because remember he didn't multiply himself because he had that thing where he didn't know.
He didn't know
the real him.
So he'd always. So then when he realized,
that's why he wore the mask.
Then he realized, oh shit, I'm the real me.
Yeah.
And then after that it was like curtains.
Sorry, go on.
No, that was it. I was gonna talk about one I saw recently.
I'm gonna talk about another one I saw in recently that we've all watched. Was it Byung-gu? Yeah, Byung-gu, the healer, the S-class healer.
Oh yeah.
What season?
Oh,
Byung-gu, season 2.
see the thing about him, the fact
I
that I don't know his name.
I weren't
The
that
fact that I
attached
don't
to
know
him.
Yeah,
I weren't that attached to him.
You see, nice guy and all, but I don't know him, man.
I'm with Jerome. Like with Twice.
Like, R.I.P. I hope your friends they did something nice for you.
But with Twice, I
But,
think it's because of especially the character development we had with
yeah,
Twice.
we
in
see
the
Twice
Liberation arc.
for a lot.
He went from one of Shigaraki's minions,
To being like
actually like, oh, we understand his motivations. We understand how this brother
someone
works
who's
now.
dangerous, just as dangerous, potentially even more dangerous than any other villain.
Also, someone that was
but he's at the same time he's a good
misunderstood
guy.
as well.
Yeah, he's just got serious mental health
Don't
problems.
they do that with all of them? No, I mean I'm not taking it away.
I think Twice
but,
they did it in a
I
way
think
where
Twice-
they
yeah.
made
I think
me
with
feel
Shigaraki,
sorry for Twice.
Shigaraki and All for One,
No,
those
I-
are not redeemable
I don't-
people.
I don't
Yeah,
Those are
yeah.
not both.
No, but I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about
Yeah.
them two. I'm talking about what
They do
what's-
that
I
well.
didn't
Like
even feel
crocodile,
Dabby.
Togata.
I didn't feel sorry for Togata. I
didn't feel sorry for Togata, but it's like I understand. But I don't feel sorry
with
for him.
Twice,
But
it
with
was like-
Dabby is Dabby
and
is
Twice were the
Dabby
ones-
just we talked about
Yeah,
Endeavor's
and
fatherhood.
what's the
man.
name of the crocodile guy?
Oh, I didn't care.
Oh,
Splinter.
Splinter. I kind of
Is it
get Splinter. Yeah,
I
kind of get it.
I
didn't
kinda
rate
get it.
him.
I
didn't rate him.
get it. I get it.
Because
He was a waste man.
I think he was being misused.
He was
I
a waste
think
man.
they basically
I didn't rate the
used him
crocodile
to
brother.
show like how the racism thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they
Racism
also
is, show how
they
racism
went,
affects
you're
them.
not powerful enough, so let me give you all these fucking boosters.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. I felt it a lot more Twice because I actually, Twice is actually like mentally ill, and you could tell Hawks was like.
Yeah, the difference with
Hawks
Splinter,
knew
he
he
was
would-
like, it's been
He was.
like.
He also
it was just
didn't
thrown
have
on
that good
upon
of
us.
motivations.
Yeah, he was just
Yeah.
He
thrown
was
on
just
upon us
angry.
at the end.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
no,
that
no,
rest
no,
of the
this
time
guy's
he's
angry
just
and
there.
This is meant to, This is meant to be racist.
Whilst Twice is there, he's making jokes. Twice is deliberately made likable from the start.
Yeah.
So it's like everything Twice does, it's
Like,
impacts. So
felt-
when he dies, it's like,
And
not Twice.
When Hawks is talking to him at the end, when he's like, stand down, it's like, he's like, Hawks is like, I know you're not a bad guy. Because obviously Twice is the one who gave Hawks the location. Even like him giving Hawks the location by accident because he trusts Hawks.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that, you're like, oh, he's just.
Because Twice
wants to
isn't
be
a bad
friends.
guy, and he's like,
yeah.
he's just these people are his friends, and he's gonna bat them to death, and that's what he did, and then he died for it.
Yeah, that was a powerful one for me when Twice. Obviously, he came back, but like when he died, when I thought Hawks killed him, I was like, that was really sad.
I think I know these guys don't agree with it, but like for me, it was.
Yeah,
I think
don't care about that, brother.
I'm gonna speak anyway. I'm gonna speak anyway. You might not care, but I'm gonna articulate. I think for me, it was like seeing how like, he was someone who initially didn't sign up for the. Was it the fourth Jeju Island raid?
Anything, I kind of got hyped when he died.
No, this guy. What's wrong with this guy?
The way I think the Ant King killed him, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because he had the whole camouflage thinking.
I did think it
He had the
was
camouflage thinking they're gonna see me, and he's like, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was gonna articulate. Like
that part was probably.
Gene,
Yeah, I think that was nice.
powerful.
I think that was nice.
powerful. That's what I was gonna say because it's like he didn't want to. He didn't want to join the mission. Then he joins it, and then I feel like everyone else kind of felt a sense of safety. And then he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm hidden." And then that Berry just, the Ant King just washes him, bro.
Washed the Ant King off.
And then but the maddest thing is the guy he stabbed him through the chest and then ate his head. That is crazy. And then threw his body at what's the name of the saber?
Yeah.
What's his name?
The guy running with the
red hair.
Yeah,
I forgot his name, but and then
I don't know anyone's name.
Yeah.
I know Jimmy.
Whoa!
I know Igris.
I know
Barry.
his friend who,
Iron.
no, he's got his fake brother's rich.
Oh yeah, he's got the rich brother. Yeah, the rich brother. And there's also the old guy, the old S class guy.
The old S class.
And then there's Fire guy. Who can forget Fire guy? And Wolf guy.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And obviously, as we were just talking about, Healer guy.
okay.
And go.
I'm not gonna lie. Healer Girl if Healer Girl died, that'd mean more to me.
Yeah, if Healer Girl
Part of
died.
the show.
There's Healer Girl, and then
Healer
there's
Girl
also
is nice to him.
S-Class Girl, which is she's just
Char,
S-Class
that was
Girl.
Hunter Char.
Yeah, S-Class Girl.
Choi
Hunter Char,
Choi is
yeah,
Fire
sure.
guy.
Who's Rich Brother?
Rich brother. No, he's. Oh, I forgot his name, man.
Yes, he
Yes, Rich brother, Rich brother, Rich brother, man.
No, I know, but he's the one who helps.
Yeah, Rich brother, yeah.
Rich brother, yeah. But anyway, it was like.
His dad's asleep.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's like.
And there's also Jim Woo's mom, Jim Woo's dad,
Who's mom?
Jim Woo's sister.
Jimmy's dad.
He has a name.
He has
Jimmy's
a dad,
dad has a
yeah,
name.
his dad.
You watched?
Oh no, he's not watched it.
I've only watched season one.
Okay.
Was it?
He
a
said
big
they
thing?
paid in season
Was
one,
it a
did
big
he
thing
not?
Nah,
that
he's
he
not
didn't
in season
have
one.
one?
He's in
I
season
mean,
one.
really.
Nah, you'll watch
You'll
it.
find out.
Yeah,
You'll
but-
find out.
It's not like
It'll
they.
make-
Oh,
I
is
guess they
it?
don't hide that he has a dad. I just don't see him in the first season.
No,
Oh.
it'll make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
it'll make sense when you
There's
watch.
Jim Woo's
It will.
dad. I don't know
Yeah.
his name. There's Jim Woo's dad.
I mean, I should have assumed he had a dad. You know?
I mean, Deku doesn't.
Where's Deku's father? Man?
You know
'Cause
what's
your
funny?
son's been through a
The
lot
rich
in
guy.
the space of a year.
The rich guy's name is.
You don't want to
Gene-
call in.
It's Gene Ho.
Gene Ho!
Ho.
They got a bit. Come on, man.
That's Korean name.
You can't have Jerome and Jeremy. Like, come on, like, you know what I mean? It's too confusing.
But yeah. But anyway, yeah.
You can't have Tope Tony. Like, you know what I mean?
No,
But yeah.
Tope Toby, that's the worst.
That reminds me, yeah. We were calling Tope Toby. He's getting annoyed. And then we were watching Roots in school. And then when they were saying to him, your name is Toby, Tope was like, no!
Oh, whole class, man. Whole class.
I would never make that joke to you, obviously.
Yeah. I said it. But like,
So then we started calling him Kunta Kinte.
Yeah.
Oh, I do remember people called you that. I would like to humbly say it, I never did, obviously.
Yeah. I think one death I think of that was powerful for a series was Kite's death. Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, yeah. It impacted Gon a lot, man.
how it set off Gon for the final arc of the anime.
Chimera.
Well, at least
Chimera and arc. I mean,
anime.
some people like to criticize it, but most people agree it's a
Have you
great
not? So
arc. It's a
you've not watched
fantastic
Hunter
arc.
x Hunter?
I was just gonna
I
say
don't
like,
watch Hunter
Well,
x Hunter.
this is your cue to watch it, man.
So
my girlfriend
It's
loves it.
actually
My girlfriend
brilliant. It's
loves
actually
it.
really, really brilliant.
I got into anime. We just spoke about this last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got into anime like less than a year ago. You have no excuse.
You watch Hunter x Hunter?
I watched
no,
it.
it's not. So, but you
still
you
got
know
no
the
excuse.
basic premise though, right?
No.
Okay, so
You can say what you want.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
if I
basically,
ever watch it, I'm not
where-
gonna remember what you
Gon
say
was
about that.
Gon. He wants to find his dad, and
Oh, yeah.
eventually looking for his dad ends up leading him to his dad's student Kite. And Kite is basically he's teaching a little bit of things to Gon and his best friend Killua. Killua's the dude antagonist, best character in the series.
I know. My girlfriend
he's
loves
helping them two out, and then a character called Neferpito attacks and Kite is actually really strong, and Kite really instantly knows we're not on the level to fight Pito. Tells Gon and Killua to run away. They do. Pito zero this Kite, kills him, and then Gon really struggles with it, and then it's kind of like one thing I really like about the Chimera and arc is how they make
These
Gon
damn
and
ants, man.
Miriam's characters pretty much switch in terms of
Yeah.
how they are. 'Cause Gon's this happy-go-lucky kid, and Miriam is this like ruthless wannabe dictator. And then eventually Miriam, through meeting Komugi, he's like
Playing go
he
with
wants he just wants peace and equality. And to create equality throughout the world, and then there's Gon, who's like
All about vengeance
he's
now.
just all on vengeance, and ends up and then there's Miriam, who ends up sacrificing himself just to play a nice little peaceful game, and
Yeah.
Gon sacrifices his future
to kill
for revenge.
Yeah. And it was such a. I mean, you know how good it was waiting week to week just to see the fight, just to wait for God.
I wasn't
to
watching it week to
encounter-
week. Oh
Were you
no,
not watching it week to week?
nah, man.
Really? Well, I was watching it week to week, and it was fun to wait to see
Yeah, I'd
like
imagine
the
it would
fight
be.
between Gon and Neferpitou, which is
Is that when Gon went like?
so
berserk?
it's
He
when,
went berserk and
he
he
got the black
basically,
hair, he went like 6'5".
Nen is kind well, I think
300
Curse
pounds.
energy, I think it's inspired by Nen in Hunter x Hunter. So seeing how they have binding vows, they got like
Yeah.
that in film Hunter x Hunter, and basically he made a contract to basically bring out all his power in his prime, what it would be in his prime, and the cost was never being able to use Nen again. So he done that to bring himself in his prime, and Gon in his prime is just as strong as Miriam, and Miriam's the strongest character in the series.
Okay, gotcha.
So yeah, he beat the shit out of Pitter.
Beat bad. You took a head off and then just started
and
smashing
even
her body,
even
bro.
after he killed Pitter, he was still attacking. And to eventually kill her has just come and be like, stop.
The only thing I'd say was such a long wait for such a quick dispatch. It was.
I think I like that.
No. I think being
I think because I wasn't watching it weekly, I liked it.
Watching it weekly, I was like, damn, that's it. But
I was saying the same thing.
Look back at
in
it.
Solo Leveling with Gino and the Killer Ant though.
He beat the shit out of it so easy.
Violated him,
Apparently,
I've seen the ant. I know.
Apparently in the web
the way
book,
the ant
it
was
was even
moving,
easier.
the way the ant was moving, I was like, brother, this he's gonna at least be a problem for G. G-Wo said, hold my fucking beer.
Yeah.
While I kill an ant. Like,
the thing is, it's the fact that the Ant King also like kind of leveled up in the middle of the fight. Yeah. And then he was like, nah, this is fine. I'm still gonna.
I'm getting XP now, bro.
Yeah. And then I hear that. And
I think
it was like.
I think going back to what you were saying at the beginning about the coldest death, I think also in that same arc we also had one of the saddest deaths. Ace.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, that was literally, I think, 2 episodes before.
I read it. I was reading it by that point. It was like a chapter or two after.
Because I think one reason why Ace's death was, we didn't spend a lot of time with Ace, but they made him quite likable every time he was on the screen. And the whole arc is literally about saving Ace. Which is one thing, and then the arc before is also about saving Ace. And then I think the reason what drives home is they really make it show you how Luffy's coping with it, because Luffy's a very likable main character, and obviously Ace is the person he loves the most. That's his brother. And he was distraught as if he was trying. So he'd even taken years off his life just to try and save Ace. And then it all came to naught, and then Ace ended up dying in his arms. Ace had some nice last words for him, just saying thank you all for loving me. I think that's a nice little way to end your life.
And I think it
was really sad. And then it became even more impactful when in the next arc, the post-war arc, when we see Luffy's
the flashbacks,
Luffy's child, and then we see Ace as a 10-year-old promised Luffy he's never gonna die, and then
the arc a couple after where he's fighting Doflamingo and that thinking. That arc really touches on the whole. Because with Sabo being alive, I was like, oh, Sabo, man.
That was emotional. I remember reading it. I remember reading when the chapter came out. I was thinking, everyone was online with that Sabo's fucking alive. Oh, it was massive, and obviously, and obviously there to, because Luffy didn't know what he wanted to do with the flamethrower. He's like, and no one's having Ace's fruit. He offered it to Frankie. Frankie's like, I don't want no devil.
I think what was so pertinent.
Frankie's have a skeleton already.
I think what was so pertinent about it as well is like, as Jerome said, that those flashbacks after, because like you knew that Ace meant a lot to Luffy, but those flashbacks really put it into it. And it's like the fact that like Luffy was gonna die, and Ace was like, Ace just jumped in his way, and then you had the sad, and then just the reaction, you could see not only did he mean a lot to Luffy, but all of those other characters.
And the world stood still.
And I think it really drives home what was the point of the whole Whitebeard saga. At the end of the first half of One Piece, like Luffy's just not strong enough at that point, and I think, and they decided to drive it home by making sure he can't save the person he loves most. And that was a good, nice way to drive it home. And obviously, it was Jinbei who really helped to get over that grief, which is a nice moment they had, because obviously Luffy, he was showing two of the stages of grief, the denial and anger. He was just crashing out, and then he's like, where's Ace? Where is Ace? And then Jinbei's like, you know exactly what happened to Ace. And then Luffy's like, don't even say another word. He tries to attack Jinbei. Jinbei pins him down, and he's like, you got to remember what you still have. And then Luffy calms down. He's crying that he accepted it, and it's like he wants his crew.
It's sadness and acceptance. Right?
And what was so powerful about it as well is like Whitebeard comes straight after, and also
Whitebeard's the fact that 2 episodes after.
Whitebeard then decided to absolutely decimate Akainu. That was very sad. I wish
Yeah.
Akainu died.
That was
Decimated
satisfying.
him.
Because they fought earlier in the arc and they were almost equal with them, and then that point, no, the Whitebeard just fucked him up.
Fuck you, yeah.
He demolished him. But Whitebeard's death, man, like those last words were epic, and the fact that he died standing up with I forgot the exact number, but it was a crazy number.
Yeah, they had a lot of bullets. In
it
the
was
manga, half his face
Face
was
is
blown off.
I read it, so yeah, I saw the half of the.
He had ate a lot of cannon bolts.
Yeah,
he did.
He was dying of cancer and old age at the same time as well.
That is
Yeah.
And he just died standing.
He was, wasn't he?
And his last words were, "The One Piece is real." And then obviously he had that inner monologue to himself when he's thanking his crew for giving him everything he wanted, which was a family. And that,
beautiful, man.
Everything about Whitebeard's death, man, iconic.
I think it's a very like in that world as well. It feels like again, I'm not as tuned into One Piece as like Jerome is, for example, but from the other pirates that I've come across and the other crews, Whitebeard's crew felt very unique and different.
It was like
and
it was like the Straw Hats.
Yeah.
It was quite massive.
Yeah, it's
But
huge.
it had, you're right, other than the Straw Hats, because obviously we spend a lot of time following the Straw Hat crew around.
Yeah.
Other than the Straw Hats, you didn't really get that kind of family
100%.
element from it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I think one of the deaths that probably shook me and Jerome and Tope most, especially when we were first getting into anime, has to be the Legend Jiraiya.
That's the one I wanted to bring up, man.
I was
Jiraiya's
actually going
death.
to say Asuma.
Asuma was
Asuma's death is sad. We'll get into that in a sec, but Jiraiya's death. Because I think with Jiraiya's having me go into his last words, we learned he didn't actually think he was all that, because obviously Jiraiya, he's one of the characters, like he was one of the strongest in the series.
I mean,
everyone's cool, everyone looked up to him.
Yeah,
then in his death, he's basically monologuing to himself like his life has just been a failure, and he's like he pales in comparison to the Kage, but he said he was for it's not about how you live, it's how you die.
He thought about Tsunade in that moment, like it's mental, like part of one.
Because he was constantly rejected by Tsunade. He couldn't save
Orochimaru.
He couldn't stop Orochimaru. He couldn't save Hiruzen or Minato, and he was like, he thought he could right all of his wrongs. With
Naruto,
and then he thought, it's not about how you live, how you die, and he's thinking, and he's end up failing to beat pain. And then he goes thing.
He
and then he just
though.
remembers a conversation you have with Minato, and Minato's like, that's all wrong sense in this, because the main character of this book, like, he's just like you. He never gives up. He's inspiration. I want to name my son after him. And not tries that thing. Tries that. I thought that name while eating ramen. You don't want to do that. And then obviously Kushina comes in and is like, I think Naruto is a wonderful name. And then Jiraiya's like, that's right. I gave that child a name, and he's just thinking of Naruto, and he's like, and his last moments, and then he writes the code for Naruto, and then he's like, in the end,
he gets him to the front to send it off.
And he's like, in the end, it's a good ending, and it goes, so ends the tale of Jiraiya the Gallant.
Yeah,
what do we call the sequel?
He used to write in the book, innit?
And it's like, what am I gonna call the sequel? I know, the tale of Naruto Uzumaki. I was thinking that is a great. And you just and then Naruto like at that same moment, because Naruto's far away, and he could feel like Jiraiya's spirit touching. Naruto's thinking, what happened? And obviously we see how Naruto deals with the grief and all that, bless you. Because obviously Naruto doesn't have any family. Jiraiya is the closest thing he's ever had to family. And then we see him having to deal with the grief from that.
And have to go fight pain.
Fight pain. And
especially after, going back to Naruto fight pain, he just saw Hinata get fucked up. Naruto got fucked up.
Obviously, Jiraiya's whole thing is Jiraiya wants world peace, and then Naruto's like, he's struggling with that because he wants to kill Pain. Pain deserves it. Then he learns, Pain's just as justified as he is, and then he's like, So then, and it was a good testament to Naruto's character. It's part of why all of it is basically sums up why Pain is like the basically top one villain in Shonen, man. He's such a sick villain, man.
Also, the way that it was with Jiraiya was why I think a powerful thing was the way he got jumped.
Yeah, the way he got jumped.
All 6 of Pain piled on that man.
And then you just see all like the blades in him.
Jump from the
yeah.
You spoke about Asuma's death Tope as well. That was another.
Oh.
Sad one.
Shikamaru weren't coping, man. My boy was shattered.
I mean, you know, you can
His
see
dad helped him through it, man. That was nice, man.
You can see
Yeah.
it
Nice
just
scene.
Why he
how
got a
much
nice
it meant-
ranking in the last list.
how much it meant to everyone, but how much it meant to his
Shikamaru.
team, bro.
Because they all loved him, and I think Shikamaru in particular was quite close with him.
Did they,
So
they
when
play Go
Shikamaru
together all
and
the
when
time,
Shikamaru beat Heedon, that was the most
Oh,
satisfying
so
fight I've ever
good.
felt. And then obviously and then he gets the lighter to
the
set
lighter
the thing,
to
and
set
obviously
him off.
and then when he's struggling with the light, and you can see Osama come and put
yeah.
the lighter for
the
him,
light for him.
and then he's got the lighter up, and it's
And
like
he
Osama
throws it-
smoking with it,
And he throws it.
and then he throws
class.
it, and then it's like, oh, this is class, man.
Yeah, I think I was gonna. Go on, sorry. Were
No,
you
no,
gonna
go on,
Nah,
Ash.
No, I was gonna say like another death. I think we've all watched it here. Another death that stands out to me, just because of how pertinent it felt in the story, and also because he knew it was
I know what
happening.
you're gonna bring up.
I was gonna say L from
Oh,
Death Note, because he knew he clocked.
The series fell off after L died.
Yeah,
I was
it was
such a
good.
cool
No, I
character,
enjoyed
though.
it.
I
I
didn't
enjoyed
think
it, but L
L's
was
died.
brilliant.
L's death was. The series didn't, like kind of what Jerome said. The series it didn't have the impact in the show that it had on some of these other deaths.
No,
we're
no,
kind
no.
of
I'm not
talking
saying that, but I'm
about.
saying like it was a very clear turning point in the show, and for me, it was
Yeah.
the fact that like L had figured out it was light, and with kind of like the narrative and that scene when he's outside and it's raining, like he knew it was gonna happen, and in that moment, and yeah, that was something that stood out to me. I think we can't mention any Vinland because they're massive spoilers for him, isn't it?
I
don't want no, because bro, they're
I'm not gonna remember shit. You,
When
you
I
guys-
think,
you know,
I think
when you
Askeladd's
guys-
death changes.
Yeah.
Askeladd's death
fourth and
changed
forever, man.
Thorfinn
'Cause,
differently, man.
Thorfinn has some of the best character
Character
development I've
development in
ever
any-
seen in any series.
any
in
fiction.
What was
anything in fiction.
what was Thorfinn's that
Thor's his dad,
I think Thor's Askeladd killing Thor, setting it all off. Thor's setting
It was
all off.
it's a brilliant narrative, right? Because it's like Thor's death sets Thorfinn off on that vengeful arc where he becomes a killing
Years-long
machine,
journey.
and then
I remember then when the person he wants to kill is killed right
Yeah.
in front of him.
Yeah.
he
And
loses
he's like,
meaning.
Then
Yeah,
it's like he's lost all meaning, and then he's only left with the regret of the actions he's
Yeah.
done.
yeah.
And then he has his whole
Cool.
character arc, and he's like trying to become a better person,
Exactly that,
and actually becoming a better person.
agreed. And it's mad because with Askeladd in that moment, I'll be real. When I saw Thor's get taken down, I hated Askeladd's guts.
Yeah,
I
then
was
we
like,
learned more about Askeladd, his past,
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
his thing with his dad, and then his origins.
Yep,
Is he
and
Welsh?
Yeah, he's
yeah,
Welsh.
yeah, half Welsh.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's set like it's set in
It's set in the like early thousands, isn't it?
yeah.
So a lot of the characters
Oh.
were actually real people.
Yeah,
like
they were.
Canute,
They
it was
were-
actually
Thorfinn is real.
he was actually
Thor's-
king of England for a while.
Yeah, Canute was an actual king.
Oh, right.
What's the name of the explorer? Who?
Christopher Columbus.
Oh no,
The
no,
one
no.
that's looking for
Yes.
him. I don't
Because
remember. I
the
don't remember.
Vinland that they're looking for, that's the United States.
That's the United States. Yeah.
Oh, swear down.
Yeah. It's Greenland, modern day Greenland, and the United States. Yeah, and it's mad because like I can't believe I only realized that now, but like that whole kind of like double-sided coin where like Thor's starts off that vengeful arc, then Askeladd's death, and also in that moment you realize as well, like as much as I hated Askeladd's guts, you actually realize that even though he has in part treated Thorfinn horribly, he has actually been a bit of a father figure to him.
Yeah.
And he has said that like live your life as your dad did. He was a true warrior. And then what that set off with season 2, I'm not gonna lie, like I really heavily disagree with the people who like slander the second arc. It's
I
like,
thought the second season was better.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I thought,
People want to see fighting.
I think season 1 that's a solid like 8 out of 10.
100%.
But season 2 is a 10.
10. Absolute
Like
10,
oh,
yeah.
and you see him turn around and he's just like his dad when he lets himself get punched 100 times.
Yeah.
And they're like, think, but you
I
said
have no
thinking you
enemies.
could have just
Yeah,
beaten
yeah,
the
yeah.
guy up and
He
then
could've-
prove it. And he goes,
he
and he's
could've
like,
washed
who
it.
the hell
Yeah.
starts peace talks
Yeah.
with a fight? And I was thinking, facts. And then
Yeah.
and he's like, thinking, I just met all of you today. None of you are my enemies.
Enemies.
I have no enemies.
Yeah.
I was thinking, and he's just like his dad.
Yeah.
I think it's so sad that obviously Thor's probably struggled with what Thorfinn is going through because he too was a warrior
100%. Yeah.
and he chose
Yeah.
peace, and
Yeah.
it's a shame to see that even though in Thor's death when he was telling like Thorfinn to you know and everything he was telling Thorfinn growing up, you know, you don't need to be a warrior,
Yeah.
just live your life. It
Yeah.
took the whole journey with Askeladd
Yeah.
and not getting to kill Askeladd
Yeah.
for Thorfinn to be like,
finally be
wow.
like,
Yeah.
And you know, it's not even like he's thinking he's dad's right. He's now struggling with the thousands upon
because I
the
think
nightmares
because
that
he's
he's
having
the
the
nightmares
nightmares, and
day.
obviously Einar, he's had his beef
Yeah.
with Vikings.
Yeah.
And Einar's even asking him. Einar's asking him like,
So I've got to watch this one.
It's
It's
amazing.
Einar's like to him,
It's amazing.
thing, how many people have you killed? And then Thorfinn's like, I don't know how many
Yeah.
people
Yeah,
I've killed.
yeah.
He said, I've killed many people.
It's brilliant as well because you
I
kind
think
of...
someone guessed, and it will probably it's in the 90s.
I'm not
only
surprised.
the 90s.
Really?
90s.
Is
yeah.
that it?
Okay. I mean, there's a
No,
lot
he
of
was
bodies.
sent in- he was
90s is
sent
a
in-
lot of people.
There's a
though.
lot of people. but-
Wasn't he always
Especially
sent in as...
considering he's fighting close range.
Yeah, yeah,
And he
true.
was
But
killing.
he's been there for how many years?
No, but
He
he
was
was
like
always sent
5
in
when
as
he
a-
started.
No,
No,
you're
6
right,
when he
you're
started.
Wasn't he always sent in as the trump card? Like
Yeah.
the main force would go in and
Yeah,
then
we
he'd
sent
just go
him
in
as
and...
the
Yeah.
vanguard.
Yes,
and then,
yeah. And I think what's brilliant about it is...
Oh, as in like he
so-
was like the guy, the destroyer, essentially.
no.
No, they send him into like scout an area.
kind of guy.
They send him to scout an area
Yes,
and then
yeah.
him and give the go ahead for them all
Oh
to come
yeah, so
and
he's like
raid.
the Black Ops kind of dude.
Yeah.
And then, but then he would also go and kill like major.
Yeah, yeah,
people.
Oh,
yeah,
he
goes
he
kill
worked
them
for the
all.
Ambu.
Yeah.
He's
he'll
personally
kill-
killed a few, but
Yeah, he's-
responsible for the death of
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
thousands.
sounds like another brother that I would actually quite like to
and it's
discuss.
Wait, touch it.
I was gonna say. Oh, sorry.
No, carry on.
No, I was just gonna say like the very last thing I'll say on Thorfinn is like, again, like I cannot put into words like Makoto Yukimura, what he's done with that series and the character journey that Thorfinn goes on. Like as Jerome said, there's very few characters I can think of, not just in anime but in fiction, that have that kind of character development. And like you see him go through these different stages of like he's vengeful, and understandably, like he was 5, he's seen one of the people that he loves the most, you know, get murdered, and then you see him live on this vengeful arc, and then he sees Askeladd die. He loses all meaning. He grapples with regret, and like I remember watching this video essay about it, and it's actually brilliant. Like what's amazing about Thorfinn's story is how he goes from, like he actually shows kindness and love towards himself to help him get over that journey. And not only does he show that to other people, but just like, the philosophical layer.
Yeah, I
Showing
think it was
it
when
to-
he finally showed something. That's when he could finally
Showing
heal.
love to yourself is the hardest
It's
thing.
hard,
Yeah,
man.
because
It's like-
that's
our
the thing. He
general
was
lives.
struck because when
Yeah.
he finally became more peaceful,
Yeah.
it wasn't like he was just
No.
he was just there. Like he wanted
No.
he wanted to be dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like even when those guys were attacking him with the sword, they were cutting him and
Yeah.
everything, and he's like he doesn't care what happened because he's like not a single good thing has ever happened in my
100%.
life anyway. And then
It was Leif.
then,
That was
then,
it. Leif Erikson, wasn't it? The explorer. Leif? No.
Sure.
Man.
Sure.
Yeah. There's
Explorer, brother.
so many names, so many.
Yo guy.
Show me the
brother.
picture.
It is Leif. It's that
Yeah,
old
So-
guy.
Explorer,
Yeah, old guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and then like at the end of season 2, like when you see him with his, when he's it's amazing
I
with his
think
family. Yeah, go on. You were
Talk
saying?
about someone who's had amazing character development and someone who has used, maybe not killed a lot, but well, he did kill a lot, and he was responsible for a lot of deaths that he didn't commit. Was Itachi. And I think the thing
Itachi
that
killed
was
a lot.
most
Killed a lot of
yeah,
them.
I did say he
Killed his
he killed-
entire clan.
I changed it halfway through.
It's genocide.
We're not talking about
genocide
those
on his own people.
I think, but if we talk about what Mahesh say about character arc and complex characters,
Yeah.
I think in terms of anime, he's probably one of my favorite characters of all time.
Yeah,
Just 'cause of how
Itachi. Yeah, he's
multi-layered
definitely one of
he
my
is.
all-time favorite characters.
But I think his death was really
Mainly because he's an
powerful.
aura farmer.
farmer.
Sorry, bro. Sorry.
Fam,
Sasuke
stabbed him!
When Sasuke stabbed him, and he's like,
And he was sat on the chair! He was
You know,
sat on
the
the chair!
funny part about that part is that this is the two biggest aura farmers in the
Of
series
all
trying to go aura for aura against each other. And when he does it,
When
because
he does it,
even when he said, "I'm
Sasuke
putting out the
brings
chair,"
the stuff.
Sasuke stabs him through the chair. It's like, I knew you were, I knew
knew
that, I knew that wasn't the real you.
Fam, when
Then he sees a
Sasuke-
Chidori behind it, and I knew this ain't the real you. I was like,
When they
like
both
they're just going aura
when
for
he used
aura.
Susanoo, and then I was like, fam, they're just two fucking cute
And
fighting
then,
now.
and obviously when film.
What's
It looked like
called?
when it looked like
What's
Itachi was he was finally gonna kill him when because it's like the only thing that could stop him was if Sasuke thought it was Orochimaru, and Orochimaru just got washed by Itachi, and then so Itachi's now walking slowly
Yeah.
towards Sasuke. Sasuke thinking he's dead, and then he just touches his head because obviously for
That's
your
what they
context,
used to do
basically
when
when they were kids, Itachi used to always just go to Sasuke when Sasuke and Finn needs to do something he couldn't. He'll be just poke him in the head like this, and then be like, Finn, he'll be like, "Oh, forgive me, Sasuke. Maybe next time." And then he says, but this time he just goes to Sasuke, "Forgive me, Sasuke. There won't be a next time." And then he just dies.
And I think at the thing was most
Yeah, and at the
powerful.
time,
But at the time,
yeah, it was like
we don't know Itachi's
yeah.
story, so we just
and
we
then
just think
Sasuke's thinking, "What the fuck?" And then he faints unconscious.
and as readers,
Wakes up, learns the
truth.
truth of everything that's happened with Itachi, about he didn't, that he was forced to kill the clan essentially, and he was and the reason he killed him was to save Sasuke, and it just changed Sasuke's. Huh?
What was gonna happen to Sasuke?
Basically, Danzo said. Danzo
it was
said,
Danzo, right?
Okay,
Danzo
yeah.
said you had
It
to
was
kill the clan,
Danzo,
and we'll
yeah,
let you
yeah,
spare your brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even at reading it though, when it happened, obviously, literally after, so the next episode, Mahesh, or the next couple episodes, Sasuke gets told the truth.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're reading this and watching it, we're like, all we know of Itachi is his brother killed Sasuke's whole family. He's part of the Akatsuki, so we think, oh, this is just Sasuke's evil brother. And even when he's appeared before, he's appeared and done bad shit. Like when he appeared in normal Naruto and he was fighting Kakashi. Like he's only appeared in a bad way. So we are like, oh my god, Sasuke finally killed his brother. That's crazy. They had a massive fight. But then we learn about it, and then we go, oh my god, Sasuke only killed the clan to save. Itachi only killed the clan to save Sasuke.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
he's in the Akatsuki as a
decoy.
double agent.
He was battling. Wasn't he battling like a really serious illness?
Yeah,
And
he
he was
battling
gonna die
illness,
anyway, right?
That's why he wanted Sasuke to fight him when he did, because he knew that illness would kill him during the fight.
And even when he came
He basically
back,
had chakra cancer.
When he came back during the fourth, basically he did have chakra cancer.
he did. He did.
But when he came back, it made when he came back during the fourth Ninja War, it made that.
Oh, when he came back as
reunited.
reanimation, and then reanimated, and obviously they take down Kabuto, and then this time when Itachi reaches his head, he doesn't do the poking on his head. He grabs his head and brings him closer, and it goes through. Are we to remember? No matter what happens from here on, I'll always love you, and that gets to be the last thing Itachi says to Sasuke. And Sasuke took that as, I'm gonna instead of destroying the village, I'm gonna hostile take over. No.
At least he didn't want to destroy it.
But I think it's good. It tells Sasuke, it lets Sasuke think I should probably listen to all perspectives. So he decided he's gonna get Orochimaru to bring back all the Kage. I think maybe not the best timing for it. There's a war going on, but
But it was. I think
he needed that closure.
Though,
yeah,
especially not knowing Itachi's story at the time. So basically, up until that point, Mesh, all we know is that Sasuke fucking hates his brother. That's all we know.
His first words in the series were, "I don't have a particular goal, because it's not a goal. It's gonna happen.
Brother.
I just want. There's one certain person I need to kill." And that's it. That's the first thing he says.
When they meet Kakashi.
I think it's episode 2 or something.
Yeah,
like
when
that.
they meet, it was literally the episode after Naruto does the Shadow Clone thing. Yeah. So like we just think, oh, this brother just wants to kill his, and that payoff was monumental as its own. But then learning the truth too and seeing them reunite, that was. Yeah. That might be it for me, especially when he got rid of the curse and he tapped him on his head. Like that was like powerful.
I think for me, am I the only one in here who's watched Gurren Lagann?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
let's not talk about something.
I said I'm not going to touch
it.
No one's gonna convince me to watch a mech anime, man.
I recently watched.
Gurren Lagann is.
I recently watched. I'll know.
So no one listen.
Hey,
shout out to you, man. I wasn't here.
I recently watched Noah Zero, man. That shit was a whole pack of ass, man. That shit is awful.
Mobile Suit Gundam. This is different though. Gurren Lagann is different, man. Gurren Lagann's an excellent watch. Go on, you were saying?
I'm thinking Attack on Titan.
Oh.
And though I have my issues
there's a few of them that.
RP
Hange, man. I thought Hange is this.
I've got 2. So my first one is Hange. Like, I think her staying, but I feel like I struggled to think how necessary her death was in the grand scheme of things. Not because of what happened at the end, but I mean,
She could have
Did
survived.
she really slow down them Titans, bro?
No.
So
I think she wanted to die.
Pointless
I
death.
know she
Yeah.
wanted to die, which made
Yeah, because she
everything
even
happened
said
and
like
she met all of
she
them
even
at
said,
the
"I'll
end.
let her do this," because she, well, not she, they're non-binary.
They're
innit?
non-binary, yeah.
Hanj?
Fair.
Yeah, they were like they're really struggling as the new leader of the survey because they don't think they're doing a good job anyways, and then it's like everyone they know is dead.
Dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at that
Everyone
point.
they came up with, yeah.
So it's like they just want to die.
Yeah.
And then
So
they got
the
to
last
see them.
day appoint Armin as the new head, which so up for the next hour or so Armin's head of Sunday. And then
And then I think back to, it's a collective.
I'm there.
Levi's group.
yeah.
Levi's
group.
Very-
Levi's
my
group
gosh.
getting
But
washed
the way
by
they
Annie.
they all like thing
Oh,
told
yeah.
Eren, or they told Eren like, just you gotta believe in us, let us do our job. And Eren's like, I'm believing you, I'll let you guys do it. They try and fight the female Titan, and it looks
Try
like
to fight.
and it
Yeah,
looks
they
like
got
and it looks like they're cooking.
destroyed.
And Eren's like, I made the right decision. Then he just thinks something back to Levi said to him, and Levi said to him, so in all honesty, I think it's better to believe in yourself. I don't know if it's the right decision, but I know if I believe myself, I can trust myself. And then Eren just looks back and sees the female Titan killing all of them.
All of them.
And it's like that. And then when Levi comes to fight the female Titan, he's just seeing one by one all of their corpses.
I think the thing with that
And
is
then
that
and at the end of when they're back from the mission, and then see one of her dad comes up to him. And because obviously they're not allowed to speak to them yet, and her dad's saying to him, Levi, he's basically says, I know my daughter's in love with you and everything, but I think she's too young to be getting married just yet. She's got so much more to live for. And he's like, just tell her to be patient.
Yeah.
And then he's there thinking, damn.
I'm thinking, the beginning of the season, it's so much despair.
It is. Yeah,
it
it's
starts
legit.
off with so much despair.
That's
I
actually, that's
it's
what
the
I
whole,
started.
it's
I
the
already
whole
got
show.
You've got
really.
Eren's mom,
Right.
then you've got like Marco quite
So
early on.
when
and then
you get to them and you hear
And then
about
there's all them
Levi,
guys, man. I'm so glad I didn't have to remember all those names.
you hear about
I've
Levi,
already
you
seen
hear
season
about
one. A
his
lot of motherfuckers
squad.
died.
You're like, these are the go-getters, bruv. Don't have to worry around them.
No,
and
and
to
they
see
would
them
get
get wiped
And
by
they
one
cooked.
Titan. And look, to be fair, I think it's a kind of Titan they hadn't experienced
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
But still, you're like, it's gonna be a different. It's gonna be a different show for what?
Because she used the heart. She used the crystallization, didn't she?
Yeah.
When in the fight against him. Yeah. And then of course like Owen.
I've got a death
Go on.
prediction.
Go on.
Oh, actually, you guys have read the manga, so it doesn't make sense to do a death prediction.
No, tell us.
Hey,
Tell us
anyway.
anyway.
I want to hear. We won't say anything.
I think All For One's definitely going to murk.
I've not read it. I've read it.
You did a very good job of not saying it. Good
Yeah,
job.
that's a pretty good poker face. Yeah.
But that's my death prediction. I think All For One's
Yeah.
going to kill All Might.
I think one of the ones that stand. I mean, we've discussed this anime before, but I think in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, there's a few, man. There's a few
Oh
deaths.
man, come on, the Hayes, man.
Wait.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
Hayes?
Hughes.
Oh,
yeah.
Maes. Sorry, I was like,
Yeah.
who's Hayes?
One that got
Yeah,
done in
Maes
the
Hughes,
telephone
man.
booth.
Yeah.
bruv.
That's crazy. Yeah, that was mad. That was
sad, man.
Mad.
Because when they're burying him, his daughter's like,
Yeah.
why they putting daddy there? Like, he's
allow
got his
it.
work to do.
Yeah, and then like Mustang's
man.
crying, and then
Yeah,
he's like,
Mustang's
"Sir,
crying,
it's not.
and-
It's
and
like,
he's like,
is it
the rain is heavy today, and
Yeah.
it's like, sir, it's not raining.
Yeah.
And then you
Like-
see a teardrop of his
and
eye,
it's
and
like,
goes,
I
yes,
know.
it is.
I know, man. Oh man,
That's sad.
there are a few.
I think one that I found out about this in real time. I remember reading it.
Mm.
Certain man had it spoilt for them. But Neji's death dying in the...
Nah, Marvy, like, he's a sicko. He's a fucking sicko. I'm just leaving school thinking I'm gonna go home and just go home, you know? And then Marvin's like, with the fattest grin I've ever seen on his face, man. He's just there like, it's a row. Neji dies. And I'm like, huh? And he goes, Neji dies. And I'm like, you're capping. And he goes, read the chapter.
You see that rock?
I read the chapter. And Neji fucking dies. Oh, that was a crazy week. I think that was the same week Kenpachi used his Shikai same time.
Yeah.
First time, man. I
That's
remember. I don't know how I remember that was the same week, but yeah.
That's nuts.
That's
good
the
memory.
moment that got me to stop watching and reading anime, man. I hated that. That was for me the worst thing in my
Neji
life
died.
at that
What,
point.
Neji
bro.
died, man.
Neji
I
died.
was like, why?
Was he a really likable character?
Yeah,
I
Neji was really
don't-
likable.
No, at the beginning.
Not yeah.
Nah, I liked him at the beginning. He was cool, man. He was beating the shit out of him, man. That was sick, man. They took 4 niggas to hold him back.
Like I think you know.
No, I can't lie.
obviously
When
there's
you,
the
I
secret
looked at the thing and
wrestlers.
holding back. It's just me and my friend. Like some of them are just aura farming.
Yeah.
See the guy who's doing this. You're not doing anything,
No.
man. You're just there to look cool. Kurona is pretty much the only one holding him back. Kakashi and Guy are there to look cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guy literally had to let Lee break all his legs and go, whoa, whoa, whoa! Now's enough, guys.
You know when people try to big up Lee in that fight, I was okay, he lost. Gara didn't take any actual
But I
damage.
just knew taijutsu though. Come on.
Gara took no damage.
He tried. Yes, he got
He
cut
took-
on the face.
No, that
think-
was a crack to his sand
That
armor.
was the sand, innit?
Gara took no actual damage. He was fine. He landed
Gara
one
aura
attack
farmed
and broke.
so much in the first.
That's all he just
In-
used to
in
walk,
Naruto,
go around like
in-
this.
in-
We're doing that
before
Smina
Shippuden, that Gara was the biggest aura farmer. of
until
all
like
time.
until his fight
even
until his
in the
fight with
with
Sasuke, and then he
Naruto,
started
bruh.
tweaking.
Brother, he got captured in the first episode of Shippuden.
Yeah, I know, but it was.
Nah, he
still
can't
like-
aura farm and get
He was still
captured.
trying
Nah,
to look
fam.
cool though. You can fail it.
Nah, the way he went from aura farming to tweaking in his fight with Sasuke, like when Sasuke landed, that's the first time he's ever taken an actual
that's
attack.
then-
And then he's like, there's blood, and he's like, it's my blood. He's never never
Oh,
bled
yeah.
before in his whole life, and he starts screaming,
Screaming.
"Blood is my blood!" And then he just starts tweaking. And I was
And
thinking,
then
yeah,
obviously
man.
the fight gets interrupted
Yeah.
and everything happens and the invasion. And,
Yeah, an invasion, and then Naruto beats the shit out of him. Man.
Yeah.
Shout out my main character.
Yeah, I think the other one, even though I don't know, I don't know if it necessarily moved the story forward, but for me it was very moving because I think it showed the arc that character had. Was I've mentioned this on the pod before, but man, when Hohenheim died, after like he helped.
I think it was a nice little ending
Yeah,
for his
100%.
character.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah,
Like
I think a nice peaceful.
Yeah,
way for him to
100%,
go,
like,
'cause
he-
obviously, he wanted to go. He's been alive for too damn long.
He did. He was like he kind of reconciliated with his sons.
Yeah.
And then like
Yeah.
he was at what was it Trisha?
And I think,
Yeah.
what's her name finds him, and she's like, thinking, who is
Her
she's just
grandma,
like,
what's
who
her name?
dies so
Yeah.
peacefully?
Yeah, and then I think one of the last ones that I'm
Full Metal
just because
Alchemist.
of time. Yeah, one of the last ones I'm going to mention is from Bleach. Just because like I think at the time
Oh, yeah,
it
forgot about
it
Bleach.
spun me, and I think
when Aizen killed that brother.
Oh yeah, you might God actually. Yeah,
I
Gin.
think from Gin,
Gin,
Gin's
Gin's
dead.
death. Gin's
When
death.
Aizen kills, when he stabs Gin,
And
you're
his
like,
last
oh
words when he
my
sees
days.
Rangiku's
Yes.
coming
That's
back,
when you
and
realise
he's like,
Aizen's a bad guy.
when
You're
he's
like,
like-
oh shit.
and
Yeah.
he's like thinking, if you turned into a snake tomorrow and started killing everyone around you,
Yeah.
would I still be able to say I love you like I do today? I was
Yeah.
thinking, man, poetry.
Yeah, poetry. I think it's.
Kuba's been right, man.
I think he has, and I think it's like Gin. I think that there's a fair amount of deaths in Bleach, but I think there are
But
few.
that stuck out to me.
there are
watching it,
few
because
that
that's
have.
when also it was Aizen. It
Yeah,
was
you're deeping it, yeah.
Not to be shit on
No,
Gin,
no.
But it was the deeping that.
Yeah,
this is the person that Aizen is.
Exactly,
like,
yeah, exactly that, and it's like it's the fact that like Gin this whole time. I think if I'm being honest, before that point, he is kind of portrayed as like conniving, and I don't think he actually.
He's portrayed as conniving.
Yeah.
You think, this guy's maybe he's a bit of a dodgy dealer.
Yeah.
But then when you see him kill Gin, you're like, oh no, this
100%.
brother is just full on
100%,
evil.
and then
like,
I think you have that realization. I think who was it? I think another death that I thought, even though again, I think in the grand scheme of things, it didn't move the plot forward that much, but it was quite sad actually in retrospect. Kaname, man, didn't Aizen Kaname Tosin? You don't remember the blind guy?
I didn't give a shit when he died.
This guy, man. No, but Kaname is
When
like
he
the
died,
fact
I was
that-
thinking,
It was sad because he was friends with the dog man.
Yeah.
was he friends with him? He was calling him ugly as soon
Oh,
as he got to see
Sanji
him.
Komamura, yeah. No, but it was like it's the fact that like
He was a dick.
It's
Yeah,
like, nah,
he deserved-
he-
he
nah, in
got
all
his
fairness.
he got his comeuppance. He got his comeuppance. He got his comeuppance.
Yeah,
man.
nah, I hear it, but it's the
But
fact like
Jerome for maturity can still see.
he's having he's having this real
Sorry, that was so unnecessary. I swear you got stigmatism. I swear you got stigmatism though. Exactly.
Wait,
You can't see. Yeah.
I can see, but barely.
No, you didn't know that.
I didn't know.
See,
Yeah,
I'm
man,
a good friend.
astigmatism.
I listened to Jerome.
Astigmatism, yeah, man. My eyesight's shit.
Yeah, you didn't know?
No. Do you wear glasses?
Mahesh, what?
Oh, that is bad. That is
See,
bad.
I'm a good friend.
No, that
I
is
remembered
bad.
your health issues. I remembered you wearing glasses.
That is
Did this happen in secondary school?
I've started
No, I haven't.
since
I
early year
post-
7. Early year 7.
I found out about Jerome's stigmatism about a couple of years ago. Man.
Oh no, I didn't know. They didn't know. They told me I was short-sighted until a few years ago.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I've known Jerome has had the
I think it
stigmatism for a
was
little while.
2020. I think it was when I started driving.
Because-
That's when they said it was it.
Because I'm a good friend. I knew Jerome had the stigmatism.
But now you know. Actually, now you guys have said it. Kaname was a piece of work. I think for me, Gein's death was the most.
I liked Yamamoto's death.
This guy got chopped in half.
Yamamoto's death.
Yeah.
When Yamamoto died, I was thinking, damn, I thought you was him. You are not.
Yeah.
Nah,
You are not.
like
You got bitch, nigga.
Well, I don't remember how it was in the manga, but I know in the anime.
You got sliced in half.
It's
No,
same both ways,
I
bro.
know.
Yeah.
But like the showing of his, I really like the showing of his Bankai.
Oh, fairs. Are you talking about also his relationship
that's
with
the fight. That's not
Ukitake,
his death, though.
Ukitake and Kyoraku and like that bit of? Are you talking about that? Because I don't remember. Are you talking about that bit, like the little
I was gonna
flashback?
say something that was
Which flashback?
You know, like when.
Which flashback?
You know when like Yamamoto dies and then the
Oh
flashback
yeah,
with
yeah,
Jushiro
yeah.
and yeah.
I'm not even that, man.
Nah,
I
then
was
what is
just
it?
like,
Because it's no
rah.
different from the manga.
I was
It's
like,
the
rah,
same.
you chopped in half.
He got chopped in half, bro. It's
crazy.
crazy.
And
then
I felt so bad for him. Like,
Yeah,
but
man, it
I was
happens,
like, that would have worked if he did it on the right
Hey,
guy.
The worst thing is,
people get chopped in half every day, B. You're
no,
gonna be
but
alright.
the worst
When
thing
did you see them get chopped in half like that, bro?
but it's the worst. I think what was peak
That's what I'm
about
telling
it.
me.
You get, I didn't know Live Leak was still a website, bro.
I think what was deep about it is the fact that Yuhabara, like not
That's
only
pretty good, Tucker.
not only chopped him in half, but also like pissed on his grave. He was like, "Oh yeah, you from 1,000 years ago would have given me a problem, but you're weak and your
Yeah.
pride let
That's
you."
what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
When he died, I was thinking, damn, you was not him like I thought you
I
was.
want to bring up one more Naruto
Go
one
on,
before we get.
we have to wrap up soon. Yeah,
Rin.
go on.
Who?
Oh, what was
Rin?
her name? Was her name Rin or Ren?
I'm pretty sure it was Rin.
The-
Obito and the one.
Oh,
with Obito
Rin.
and-
Oh,
yeah.
fuck Rin, man.
What do you mean? That started like that.
Yeah, it
argument
started.
that
no,
that
no,
was
lie.
the catalyst
That death
for
started
the events of Shippuden.
That's death
There would
started
be
everything.
no
But I don't give a cup
Nine
about
Tails
Rin.
attack.
I don't give
There'd
a
be
cup.
no.
I don't give a cup.
That
There'd be
What I
started.
will say,
Copy Ninja,
that pretty much
Yeah,
sat
there'd
up.
be no
There'd
copy
be no
ninja.
Copy Ninja,
There'd be no
Kakashi.
great. There'd be
Oh
that.
my
There'll
God,
be.
was
There'd
Copy
be.
Ninja
Was he
before
already
that.
Copy
He
Ninja?
was
Was he
already.
already?
He already had Sharingan before that. Yeah, man.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
no, I'm lying
Yeah.
because he got shot. No,
He got Sharingan for Obito.
Yeah. That's when. That's
after or before.
That's when him and Obito got their mangaka Sharingan.
What?
When Rin died, when Kakashi killed Rin, that's when they got their mangaka Sharingan.
Okay.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's when she got
I
kidnapped
got it the
that
wrong
they
way
got the
round, I got it the
Sharingan.
wrong
Yeah,
Yeah,
way
me too. I got it wrong.
but yeah, man. But I can't like that. They
But
kick
that
off
was the
everything.
catalyst for
They
the
kick
whole
off
show.
everything. They
That was
kick
the
off
catalyst.
everything.
Without that death,
Because,
there
yeah.
is no show. There's no.
Kicks off everything that
There's no
happens. with
Nine Tails
Obito.
attack.
But
There's
even that.
no. There's no nothing. There's no Akatsuki
But even that,
arguably.
I
There's
don't.
no.
It still don't make me care for Rin.
No, but
Yeah,
it was.
I think
I would
that's
say in
right.
terms of Naruto, it was the death that
Yeah.
because look at Obito's whole motivation was around that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Arguably.
he's still in love with that 12-year-old man. He's a bit dodgy, man.
Yeah. But
Right, let's wrap up.
yeah. But anyway, yeah, just kind of ended up actually very specifically talking about like deaths that had a massive impact on the story and really moved things forward and had an impact on the character. But I hope you really enjoyed it. We spoke about a lot of beloved characters from loads of different anime. And let us know your thoughts as well. Let us know if there's probably some that we missed. I think probably been more we could have brought up, but some of us haven't watched some stuff, and that's okay. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Please like, share, subscribe. We're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube. Please subscribe. Remember,
And
on
Pornhub.
YouTube,
No, I was about to say
we
about
have,
OnlyFans.
oh my word. On YouTube, we haven't. We're
Many
not.
vids.
We are not posting on the
We've
on the
got
beer.
more vids on OnlyFans.
We're not.
Yeah.
Watch them on your PSP.
On the PS Vita.
We're,
I don't know if DS supports those files.
okay, we're not.
We're trying to get things sorted out for the UDS, guys.
Okay, we're not. Remember, we're uploading on the Anime Hour specific channel, so please subscribe because we've moved over from Biz and Buds. So yeah.
OnlyFans is currently free.